Okay, we have visuals of an unexploded missile being investigated by the army.
Yeah.
I have those visuals. If I can go full frame to those visuals. No, these are the visuals of, yeah. Can we go back to the earlier visuals? They were just rolling. In the meantime, what you are seeing here appears to be another PL-15. The PL-15 are duds. But now these are visuals of a projectile, unexploded projectile surrounded by the army. This could be a gold mine for the armed forces, because it will, as Abhishek you said, when you have an unexploded PL-15 around you, then you can go back. You have to just neutralize it, and they can back engineer it and understand what this whole projectile was all about.
Absolutely.
But this is expensive equipment that the Chinese gave to Pakistan. Why has the Chinese armory failed so badly? I mean, are the Chinese not answerable, or were they giving them second grade stuff?
This is definitely a second grade equipment, or in fact it is marked second grade because it says PL-15E, meant for exports. The actual one, they keep it for themselves, which they have hardly used, by the way. But this is called PL-15E, which is for exports to poor countries like Pakistan, which obviously just feel happy to get a toy.
Okay.
And they don't know how to fire it.
So when we get these visuals out here, and they have been, now the army surrounds it, what are they going to be doing with it, Abhishek? Now, they've got this PL-15E unexploded missile. They're observing it in Hoshiarpur. There are about 8 people there. They're going to move this away,
so
and probably put it under the radar of our own ordnance forces.
Absolutely. So if you look at it, even an exploded weapon has its ballistics. Now in this case, this is the entire thing. It has not exploded. So you have ballistics plus forensics plus, of course, reverse engineering, as I said, and tremendous amount of intelligence and information in terms of the weapon integration with the platform, in terms of the weapon firing, in terms of its chemistry and the whole mechanics of it. So I think this is going to be a landmine in terms of information gathering on the Chinese weapon system that PL-15 is. For whatever worth it is, at least we would know what the Chinese have and what they have been selling and what version of their original equipment.
Okay, we have more breaking news inputs with Tanisha now from the news desk. We have Tanisha giving in a live input. News is coming in very fast right now. Viewers, we're about a couple of hours away from the official briefing. Tanisha, what more do you have?
Well, absolutely, Arnab. This is a huge thing because this is a gold mine, like Shravan was saying, like Abhishek was saying, because remember, this missile, the P-15 that we've just found, is undetonated. Shravan is also joining me on that. Shravan, why is it that this missile that we have found could be a gold mine for the Indian Army?
Well, in fact, you already have the Indian Army and Air Force team inspecting that. What I'm given to understand that preliminary information, this is fired from one of the fighter jets. Once it is basically investigated, remember, this helps them in future. It's a big advantage for the Indian Air Force because it gives them advantage way ahead in the future too of the nature of the weapon that is being used by the Chinese and that has been given to the Pakistanis.
Well, absolutely, Arnab. So there you have it. It could be a gold mine because it could then give out several revelations, which we are looking at. Back to the studios.
Yeah, so this is important information. Welcome here. Thank you, Tanisha and Shravan, for that. We'll keep coming back to you as we get more news inputs. Good afternoon. How are you doing, sir?
Fine, fine.
How's it looking, sir? What is the army doing with all those PL-15s and all this Chinese armory that is lying around right now?
See, I can only comment in the other way, like you have discussed, it is a data landmine and it could be a knowledge bank and what all thing you can suspect it. But what I feel that our technology, what we have acquired and what we are building at our home, that is much more advanced in what Chinese are been using and exporting to the poor countries. This definitely is going to be a good asset for us, that we will be able to understand how and what technology they are using. But definitely we are not going to replicate the same, and we have no use of these kind of technologies. We have got our own.
Anyway, the Air Force and Army team has reached Hoshiarpur. Also, we are told that Khwaja Asif has admitted, Abhishek, that their air defenses have been completely ineffective. I'm going to run a small soundbite if you can hear that. Abhishek, yeah, let's hear the admission.
I believe apparently in that soundbite, Khwaja Asif is effectively explaining the ineffectiveness of their air defenses. He's suggesting that we did not stop the Indian drones coming in because those were spy drones, and had we targeted them, they would have revealed and captured the information about our weapon systems, and so we let them cause mayhem in Pakistan.
That's the kind of madness, I mean, for someone to say that.